Welcome back. This welcome back thing got stuck in my head, and I don't know who to attribute it to, but I know I heard it somewhere before. So, this is the second part about my trip to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York City. And the exhibit I'm going to talk about is Flight into Egypt, Black Artists and Ancient Egypt, 1876 to present. Starting around 1876 to the present, Black people, especially in the US, have used Egyptian culture as a tool to increase collective Black self-esteem. The argument is that our culture precedes the enslavement period, and they point to Egypt as being a place of high culture. And to be clear, as I said in the other video, I think Black people in the diaspora, with their recent connection to the indigenous dark-skinned Africans, have more of a right to claim Egypt as a part of our heritage than Europeans do, and to use it as a proof that Africans have a history of thriving. But personally, I'm not a big fan of Egypt in that manner, because I think the majority of enslaved people came from West Africa. And the reason was because those regions already had established lucrative international trade routes where the pirates of people could already come in there. They knew those routes. And Egypt was neither the sole or the most renowned kingdom in Africa. Allow me a few minutes to boast about the great West African kingdoms and empire. Ghana, which is actually West Sudan and not Ghana as we know it today, their kingdom lasted from the 6th to the 13th century. And why they had a kingdom is the reason Africa continues to be mineral rich, gold and all kinds of stuff. And then they have rivers that people can travel and carry these things, and fertile soil to have cattle and all of that. Then we had the Soso Kingdom, 1180 to 1235, followed by the Mali Empire, 1240 to 1645, and that's where we're going to get Mansa Musa, who was one of the richest men at that time period. Then we have Songhay, 1460 to 1591, and who hasn't heard about Timbuktu? Wealthy trading route with the biggest library at the time. Then there's Nook. Then who hasn't heard of Benin, the bronzes of Benin that were stolen and put in many European museums? And Ife. So since I think I'm most likely from the West, I like to rep my hood. But again, because the West was such an established trading area, I could be from another location. But more than that, my argument is that we Black people who survived the Middle Passage, slavery, and the manifold anti-Black racism are already Black excellence as is. We don't need to connect with anything in the past. We are excellent in the now because of all the things we've survived. So it's nice to look back and feel connected with our siblings in Africa, but we don't have to, because we're Black excellence anyway. Our survival is our excellence. But we have been so intent on being superfly that we've piled excellence upon excellence, as evidenced by the art in this video. Further, though anti-Black racism is all over the world, so pervasive, so is the appropriation and co-opting of Black culture, style, and even our bodies. So they don't like Black people, but yet they want to be like us. If you're not clear on that, let me give you an example. I have recently started to attend a Black church in Harlem, historical Black church, Mother African Methodist Episcopal Church, dating back from the 18th century. And every Sunday, there are groups of European tourists, and they fill up more space in the pews than the people from Harlem. And why are they there? One is a historical building, but also they come there to hear the renowned preaching of African American pastors with their just unique style, and African Americans singing their spirituals. So, to summarize, I am never prescribing for anyone to do this or do that. I'm describing things. I think of myself as curating experiences and giving you a buffet to choose from. So do whatever you want to do. But remember, you're a beautiful black phoenix that rose out of the ashes of slavery. You are already an embodiment of black excellence. You can look to a culture in Africa, or you could just look to yourself in your own personal greatness. So go on now, go be great.